one destination and one goal, just reaching Karbala no matter the difficulties and everything. And I hope that those who have gone would go again, and those who haven't gone have the chance to experience this amazing experience. Yeah. Thank
you. What was that?
It was my first time walking until I completed the walk. So it was my first time in Iraq and my first time to Ziyara. The people dedication and their service that they had for dedication for service that they had during the walk. Little kids were serving food. Little kids were serving water, and people from different cultures and ages were all there. Inspired me a lot. I don't have much to say, but they had full dedication to the service, and I really like that. You can find clinics and free food, free drinks, and it was very nice.
Assalamu alaikum. This was my second time doing the walk, and the best part, we did ziyarat of Imam Hassan Askari, Imam Musa Kazim, Imam Muhammad Taqi, Imam, and also of Hazrat Ali Akbar and Hazrat Ali Asghar. But the different experience was actually the walk, because you felt the love of the people and like how much they cared about you, like you're their own brothers and stuff. So the whole walk, like you felt a lot of love for Imam Hussein, and you saw the love in everyone else, and that's like, I think the best part of the ziyarat was the walk for me. So.
Assalamu alaikum. So I was asked to share, just for a few minutes, some reflections regarding my trip to Arbaeen. And I will say this, I'm probably not the best person to be reflecting or sharing thoughts. I think a lot of people who went to Arbaeen, especially if they're your friends, if they come up here and they talk, don't limit their experience to just the 1 or 2 minutes they were up here talking about it. Spend time with them and talk to them and really get to understand their experience. And I guarantee there'll be a lot of depth, and inshallah when you guys have the opportunity to go, you can share those experiences too. For me, there's a couple things that I guess I wanted to talk about. One being, when I was asked to speak in a hall like this, where it's a wide variety of students, meaning we have students from, I think, as young as 3rd grade all the way to 12th grade. And I was thinking, what can I say that would, I guess, resonate with everyone, meaning from 3rd grade all the way to 12th grade. And the more I thought about it, I thought that, maybe there's 150 students here, but in Karbala, when you go for Arbaeen, you go for the walk, there's 30 million people there. And they range from a wider audience. They range from infant, and they range all the way up to old Buzurg people as well. And so what is the common thing that unites all of these people together, from all these various age groups, from all these various backgrounds, ethnicities, cultures? And it was one common thing that I found, irregardless of your age, was love. Right? Love. Irregardless of your age, you have the capacity to love. If you're in 3rd grade, if you're in 1st grade, if you're a kid, if you're old, you can love. You love your parents, you love your family. And when you come together on this walk, you do it for the love of Imam Hussein. And this was really self-evident throughout the walk. And I wanted to share I'll share one story, right? I was with a group of people who, some of them knew Farsi, right? So we stopped at a mokib, a tent on the walk, and there were people there, there were very young kids there that were serving us the night that we spent there. And I guess the leader or the starter of this mokib, he was a Maulana, and we asked him to share something about his mokib and why he does this, and all that stuff. And so what he said is that there's a group of 10 and 11-year-old kids at his mokib that helped out in this year with him. And I thought this was really nice and really interesting. So if you weren't listening to me, that's fine, but please listen to this part. Right? There were 10 and 11-year-old kids that were helping in his mokib. A group of maybe 20 or 25, 11 to 10-year-old kids. Right? And when he asked them, he said, you guys have helped Imam Hussein. Now you can ask Imam Hussein for anything you want at all. What do you want? And these 10 and these 11-year-old kids, they said, all we want from Imam Hussein is the opportunity to serve the Zayadeen again next year. That's how deep this love ran for the people that were serving the Zawar, right? Serving the Zayadeen. And that's just the people who were serving. So it's really difficult to emulate the emotions that are felt throughout this journey. And like I said, I'm really not the best person to be doing it, but the people who did go, talk to them, learn from their experiences, share their experiences. And inshallah, I pray that all of you guys get the opportunity to go as well. I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity last year. Inshallah, pray for me as well that I get to go again. And I'll pray for you that you guys get to go, inshallah, in the future. Please recite a salawat.
So as Brother Saif mentioned, there are other people who went as well on this trip. We have just, chosen a few individuals. A few individuals volunteered, they wanted to speak. There were a lot of individuals that I met there from Houston. I was told that about 600 people from Houston went this year for the Arbaeen Walk, from the Houston community alone. Now, 600, once you're there, like, Brother Saif mentioned, 30 million. Everybody that I had spoken to, speaking to individuals who had been doing the walk for 6 years, some of my family members, my cousins, they have mokibs there themselves. He told me, he's like, 3 Fridays in Muharram, I was in Karbala. I came back to Iran for like 1 Friday. I was back in, Karbala again for, the following Fridays, setting up the mokib, getting ready. And so almost everybody was telling me that just this year, the numbers, it's the crowds, from maybe 2-3 kilometers away from the haram, you're just kind of inching forward to be able to make it through the crowds. But I think the common denominator is what Brother Saif mentioned. I think he hit it right on the head. It's this love that, you see whatever they have, they offer. If they have these roll-on attar, the perfumes, that's what they will offer. They will ask, please, let me put this perfume on your hand. Please, as you're going towards Karbala, take the scent with you. They will say, please, listen to this, for example, eulogy or this marsiya that I have prepared or that my children have prepared. They will come to you and they will ask and beg for you to go and stay in their house. They say, please, please, give us this honor for hosting you in our house this evening. And, you might see from their appearance and kind of think to yourself, very common, if I was to be really, very real with you, you might say, this looks really shady. But once you go to their house, you see that they put forward the best, dishes that they have, the best dish they've prepared, but also, the tablecloth, their cleanest sheets. They give to you, they say, here's, we have Wi-Fi, not around the year, not 12 months in the year, but we have Wi-Fi for this, for example, period of 10 days, 15 days, only for the Zawar to be able to communicate back home. For only these times, we've worked 11 months in the year just so we have, for example, sufficient means to be able to take care. And the belief is so deep that they work 11 months so they can serve the Zawar of Imam Hussein for this month, knowing fully well that Abu Abdullah will give them, 3 times, 5 times, 10 times it next year, so they can once again have the chance and the opportunity to serve the Zawar again. So, I had been to Iraq, several times before this, but it was my first Arbaeen walk this year. And I had wanted to go for many years. The opportunity presented itself. It was kind of very last minute. But I had a chance to go from here to Iran. I went directly from Houston to Iran. I left, maybe 15 hours after arriving in Iran, went to Najaf. We were there in Najaf, and actually, So, yes, if you can play the video that I had. So some of this, I'll just talk over it. My videos, you know, not too long. Yeah, so this is actually, these are specifically, you know, like the night before, that was in Najaf before we left. And actually, these were videos that I was sending over to staff here. I was sending it to the admin. I was maybe thinking they'll play it at some point, you know, if there's an opportunity. But all I'm saying is that this was at 3:55 in the morning, and people traveled more at night than they did during the daytime. You know, daytime temperature got to about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So it was warm, it was dry. And at nighttime, the crowds were much larger. So